Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Harley Quinn Season 3, Episode 9. Since the season will only be 10 episodes long, this is essentially the penultimate episode of the entire season. And boy does it feel like it. So basically what happens in this episode is that a zombie apocalypse goes down because of what Bruce has done to resurrect his parents, who are zombies now. So Poison Ivy has to go into the green to take these plant zombies and to actually keep them away from Gotham's citizens, as Nightwing, Batgirl, and Harley Quinn have to protect people while inside their bat vehicles. But Poison Ivy realizes that this is kind of what she wanted to do the entire time. Her plan to terraform Gotham can be done with the zombies, so she decides to use them for that purpose. And she happens to don the classic Poison Ivy outfit along the way. So it definitely seems like she might become the major villain of the entire season, with her plan to terraform Gotham now being on this destructive scale. But Harley happens to try to convince her that this is wrong, and to get her to stop, she has herself turned into a plant zombie by having one of the zombies puke on her when one of them was about to do so on Bane. So yeah, and it gets Bane to think that she actually sacrificed herself for him, when really that wasn't her intention at all. So I guess his whole revenge scheme that was planned throughout the whole season is just gonna go completely dropped. But hey, if you're gonna drop a story arc, you might as well do it in a funny way. Or at least do it in a way that we can definitely tell it was a red herring. So, Poison Ivy happens to undo everything that she's done, and basically her whole plan to terraform Gotham ends up completely undone because of her love for Harley. But then again, I do think that it was the one thing that could have undone it. But after this, I'm kind of surprised that Harley doesn't decide to try to dump her after all of this, because, granted, I don't think the way Harley does, but if someone tried to terraform the place I lived without my agreement, I'd probably not only distance myself from that person as much as possible, I'd make sure they can't harm anyone ever again. But then again, Poison Ivy and Harley were never exactly normal people to begin with. On top of that, I definitely appreciate that Bruce Wayne realizes that, yeah, his whole plan to resurrect his parents is just his cross to bear, and that ultimately he's spent so many years mourning the loss of his parents that he almost decided to spend even more having to be responsible for their second death. But thankfully King Shark is there to deal with that, so thankfully he doesn't have to suffer any more than he already has. But yeah, the third season has genuinely been a pretty hilarious ride, on top of having a lot of scenarios with these characters that happens to fit the adult comedy writing of the whole series. I genuinely think that this is one of the better adult comedies out there that still manages to have the action and character moments that we'd expect from a DC show. So how do they plan to end this with the next episode? I have no idea, but we'll see. See you next time.